So there was a big channeling coming through in the last few days for me, and I'm sorry, I'm in a public place and I'm just moving on. All right. Wow, this is pretty intense. This is actually kind of a good, in a way, like demonstration of how much I suppose sometimes we get interfered with. It just, I don't know why I wanted to say funny, but it is kind of funny because it's like it's God's will and things are going to happen. The ascension is happening, everything is happening, and everything will happen according to celestial, you know, whatever. So it's almost just like, what's the point? You know, honestly, if it's not me, it will be somebody else who delivers this message. So it's just like, all right. I'm just gonna read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it first, the channeling that just came through, and then I'm just gonna, or maybe as I read, I'll explain because I do need to read it. I realized I could just try to talk about it, but at the moment I'm so not in the zone of it, of that emotion, that eventually I'll have to figure out again how I can be on the daily, this is what's most important, available to be in the zone. So here we go. I wrote it down though, thank God, because a lot of times also I'm not able to write it down as it's coming, but this one I wrote down. So October 28th, I allow fear, disgust, despair, doubt, jealousy, and the instructions are allow all of these to sort of bounce off of your body. Feel them as you would a musical arrangement of notes. Feel the sound that each one of these concepts makes as it hits your body, as it hits your consciousness. Feel what sensations it generates in your body, where they are, what is their intensity, and what is their flavor, so to speak. So here we go again. I allow fear, disgust, despair, doubt, jealousy, anger, confusion, loneliness, frustration, resistance, sadness, terror, rage, and all other yucky emotions and vibrations to freely run out. This was the big thing they wanted to highlight. Run out of the body like dirty water seeping out of a thick old rug in the river. So put yourself in that fresh river water, and I'm gonna go over a few of them again and allow them to seep out, to run out. There's an expression they kept repeating in my head all day long. Run out. Fear, despair, doubt, jealousy, anger, confusion, and breathe and let the river wash it out. Let it run out like dirty water. I consciously replace the lowest of my beliefs and opinions, judgments about life, myself, other people, material goods, work, love, partnerships, family, the government, economics, children, parenting, friendships, corporations, making money, health issues, success, etc. I consciously replace the lowest of my beliefs and opinions concerning life, myself, people, friendships, the government. So anything that is the lowest emotion that exists inside of you or your collective on these various topics, allow it to run out. Don't clench it in when it comes up on TV, when it comes up in your face, when you hear people talking about it. Feel the sensation that it causes in your body. Feel the disgust. Feel the terror. Just feel it, but don't resist it. This is what this entire lesson is about. This entire message was about let it run out like dirty water out of an old rug, a thick rug. Full, the rug is full. We are the rug. Our molecular structure, our body, our mind, our heart, our aura, our Akashic record, our DNA, our bloodlines, our physical bodies, our emotional bodies are the rug, and they are thick, chock full of these and many more low vibrating, awful, disgusting, unpleasant, terrifying topics and emotions, opinions, beliefs, and feelings. They're trapped emotions. They're trapped inside of our molecules, inside of our DNA, inside of our energetic bodies. So, the channeling today is about teaching us to open up the spaces where this dirt lays dormant for eons or for 2 days. Depends. I doubt it's 2 days. Everything is resonating with. So I'll continue because they talk about this as well afterwards. All right, so I consciously replace the lowest of my beliefs and opinions about life, myself, people, material goods, work, love, partnerships, family, the government, economics, wealth, corporations, making money, health issues, aging, success, etc., with the light of God. So, this is actually very important, a little addition to it, very important. When we do releasing, I didn't do this for a very long time myself. I would release and I would ask to release, and I would write down that I'm releasing, and I would do the full moon ceremonies where I would write a list of things that I'm releasing and I would burn it. But I honestly didn't really understand, I suppose, how to properly release. Or it was a good release. It's just now this is much deeper, because it is truly inside of our bodies that these things are stored. And when I would do shadow work, I would release it, but now we have the ability to continuously release. So, replacing the space that is emptied out by the dirty water with clean, sparkling energy from the divine, the angelic realm, your higher self, your elementals, whatever it is that you relate to, that you would like to use, anything that's a higher vibrational beingness than the emotions that we're releasing is good. You may, I'm just being told right now that it don't concern yourself with exactly what you're going to replace it with, as long as it is light. You just picture light, and fill in that gap, basically. So it's clean water replacing dirty water. I feel, and they've emphasized feel. I've been hearing feel for at least 3 months, like nonstop every day, and I was just like, okay, I feel, like, what does it mean? But they're continuously instructing me more and more on what feel really means, and that is the physical sensations of these emotions, allow them to be felt through the body as wanting to vomit, for example, or like fever, or even pain. I had the strangest pain in my right leg today, as if someone was sitting there and just kicking me. Like I literally, I was like, ouch, ouch, ouch. Like, and I knew though now, because they had given me this channeling earlier, that it's feeling what is living inside and it's coming up. So let me just continue reading the channel material. So I feel them, all these lower beliefs and opinions, freely, with appreciation, love, and compassion. I love those brothers of mine as they show themselves in my consciousness. So as anything is coming up that feels yucky, throw love at it, as in seeing a best old friend. Very, very important part of the releasing of the true deep healing, because these beliefs and thoughts and trapped emotions are who we have been collectively and individually, historically, as human species, as a member of your family, as a member of society. This is who we have been. So in a way, is going through, let's say that we are a rug and we're weaving the tapestry of your being, and as if it's DNA strands, right? So you're weaving the tapestry of your being, but you are now removing some of your dirtiest and oldest and yuckiest and slimiest threads out of the tapestry, and you're replacing them with gold, diamonds, sparkling, divine threads. However, the threads you are removing are literally like your finger, your fingernail, your DNA strand, your hair. They're not, they're your brothers, they're your molecular structure as well. So, in order to actually release it truly, it's done through love. And this is very, very important. A very important part of the channel. This was actually a very short channeling. I'm just like explaining it. That's why it's stretching it out. But as a formula, like I can read it at the end, and it's literally like 2, 3 sentences. So I feel them deeply with appreciation, love, and compassion. I love these parts of mine as they show themselves in my consciousness. I embrace them. I hug them. I kiss their weary foreheads. I welcome their existence in the global field. This goes deeper. They showed me as I was getting this download, I really felt like Jesus. I felt like God, loving the world, just loving every single shadow and every single, because you have to understand, like if there's a tree, that tree has a shadow. That's it. You have a shadow. Like you just walking on this earth, you're a beautiful being, but you have a shadow, and you can't not have a shadow. This is the interesting thing. It's like every single thing in the universe and the world has a shadow. It cannot be separated from it. So that's literally a part of you that you have been gifted with as much as any of your most beautiful qualities. Okay, so this is very important. I welcome their existence in the global field. So just to remind us what we're talking about, our lowest beliefs and opinions that cause fear, despair, doubt, jealousy, anger, competition, just low vibrating feelings, okay, when it comes to life, ourselves, people, money, material goods, government, parenting, corporation, etc. Okay, those entities, those shadows, those lights, those low vibrational beliefs on any of the topics of existence, okay, I welcome their existence in the global field, in the people, the country, family members, business partners, romantic partners, politics, the media, reptilians, and anything else that you can think of where they may show up within your consciousness. Okay, so imagine basically you're looking at the media, and of course your reaction is, oh my god, I really hate this. Or like right after they gave me this download and I wrote it down, I was actually feeling so elated because of this sensation of like basically sort of Jesus love type of universal global love that was running through my body. I was literally skipping through work singing, and then someone walked by me and said divorce, and I gotta tell you, it was like an airplane flying happily through the air, and someone just comes and swats one of its wings, and it just started plummeting like me, my being just plummeted into so much pain and despair and vomit is and so I had just finished writing down these instructions, and so immediately I applied them, and I said, what is the sensation? Can I handle it? Like what is all of this chaos that just got triggered so powerfully within all of my bodies and my heart and just everywhere? It was awful. And I actually went into the bathroom and closed the door, and I was breathing, and I was picturing the rug in the water, washing out the dirt, and I wanted to vomit. So it was very much like a really violent emotion from the word divorce inside all of my being. And I let it run out and let it run out. Normally, what I used to do is I would feel the emotion only, so it would make me really sad. It would make me choke me up, break my heart, like literally my physical heart would feel like it's a piece of, I don't know, brick or something, and it's just shattering to pieces. And I would cry and cry and cry. And at the time, which was, up until yesterday, up until before this download, that I had learned how to cry extremely, and I even had like a course written out all about um, um, healing crying, healing through crying, and how powerful it is. And so I've been crying for 2 or 3 years so much that I even wonder, does it end? Like, but now I understood through, because you'll see what they say afterwards in a minute, why it kept going and kept going. Although I gotta tell you, I have stopped crying recently. So, okay, I welcome their existence in the global field and in the people, country, family members, business partners, politics, media, myself, aliens, anything, any aliens, I know, reptilians, politicians, scary movies, even, like anything that triggers you. I welcome their existence with love. Remember, like appreciation, love, compassion. I kiss their weary foreheads as they show themselves in my consciousness. Okay? As I feel the sensations that are produced by these trapped emotions, I let the symptoms run out like sparkles or diamond dust. So this is another visual they gave me that, ooh, hold on, I'm having a massive stomach reaction to this. Okay. Another visual they gave me is the dirty water is works potentially for some emotions. For others, you literally can picture your body releasing like spores. I don't know if you've watched in like National Geographic or these other nature shows where like a flower or plant will just explode in spores, and then they would get planted and stuff like that. But that's not the point. It was just like the visual of this micro particles just leaving your body. And so like diamond dust or like sparkles or like something else, when they're running out, running out, running out. They may have to run for days or weeks or months. This is very important to realize. To fully release a certain trapped emotion, it may take half an hour, but it may take days or months, because you are, and we all are, processing family, bloodline, collective trapped emotions. So, depending on how conscious you can stay with this process and how much you can allow it to go on continuously, it may need to run for days. And so that is why I was crying so much, because I was releasing and releasing and releasing and releasing and releasing and releasing something that had accumulated for eons, right? Mind you, this isn't processing it through your brain. This has like literally nothing to do with your mind. You may not even know. Like in my case, they said a word that triggered me, but I could also feel the rest of the day that actually this has really been going on for maybe a week. But this particular download was given to me very clearly today. But I had been sort of allowing these sensations to just run free for days, and I don't know what they're about. I don't know. I'm not running them through the limited capabilities and limited perspectives of my mental, my conscious mental ego mind, because that's very, very limiting. So I'm running them through my body, through my molecular sensations, through my feelings on a sensation level, not just like emotional feelings, like physical feelings, physical sensations. Okay. I welcome the existence. Okay. They may have to run for days or weeks because we are talking about deep, collective, trapped emotions. Love them. Welcome them. They are the same type of symptoms as fever when your body is ill. A fever, if you don't know, is actually an extremely wonderful, healthy thing to have. And it should not be interrupted. Fever is the part of your body burning through viruses, burning through disease. So basically, what they're saying is be feverish, be emotionally feverish, allow the fever to run as it heals the body. Love them, welcome the fever, for it heals the body. Do not medicate the process away, meaning don't stop this process, allow it, welcome it. Be glad that it has come and it is happening, because it is healing. So do not medicate this process with more fear or concern or even impatience or resistance. Meaning, when you start sensing this, like let's say with me with divorce today, like normally, of course, you're just like, make it stop. Make this, my stomach is wanting to vomit. So like, when I really paid attention, my entire body was in so much revolt and so much intensity that of course I would want it to stop normally if I wasn't conscious now of what is happening. And especially if that sensation, such an intense sensation, needs to run through my body for months, as I cleanse my mother's divorce, my divorce, my God knows who and what, right? And I understood this while I was sitting there in the bathroom, and I kind of consciously like just sort of shut it down a bit, because it's dysfunctional. There's some things are going to be so intense, they're going to be dysfunctional, so we're going to have to do them like itty bitty parts at a time. But if possible, let it run as long as you can, and do not medicate it away with cigarettes or alcohol or fear or concern or impatience or resistance or anything else that is of those lower beliefs, or judgment especially. I shouldn't be feeling this way. This is really stupid. Or I should have been over this a long time ago. I shoulda, or I shouldn't, or I don't have time, or oh my God, this is taking too long, or what the hell am I crying about, or la la la. Like, you're literally adding to the poison that's trying to come out. Don't do that. Let it come out. Don't add to it. And then they were saying to me, by the way, you will stop smoking because of these things. You will stop eventually, when you allow things to run out of your body, you will stop craving the coping mechanisms that you currently use to actually medicate away the healing process. So this is really kind of crazy, but yes, we have these trapped emotions. They've been trapped for centuries, and we smoke them away, eat them away, drink them away, whatever them away, right? And so, ironically, of course, as you let them just run out, you would be healthy and you wouldn't need the coping mechanisms. Instead, just let it all run out over as much time as it needs to. That's what they said. Instead, just let it all run out over as much time as it needs to. You will stop smoking and stop having your chronic illnesses and aches and pains and mental stress, because all of those are symptoms of you holding down a trapped emotion that's wanting to burst out and run its course like a fever does. And that was it, and just kind of stopped there. And then maybe like a half an hour later, I got a little burst of vision, and they said a dehydrated body via coffee or sodas or just not drinking water is much harder. The body itself is harder and thicker and denser, so much denser. And therefore is much more difficult to rinse out. So these things are trying to run out like dirty water out of your body, and if you are dehydrated, you are thicker, and so this stuff can't run out of you, and that's actually dangerous because, as we see, it causes the diseases, it causes all the other stress and all the other symptoms, right? So they were just kind of yelling in my head like, hydrate, 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 for this reason. That was it. That was it. It was very beautiful. Very, very short. I'm going to try to read it over again, and you guys can take your own notes and word it whichever way you want. This is not like a specific prayer word for word at all, or a specific meditation. It is to understand the concepts of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and just start practicing, because this is a new habit that we're being shown how to live as light beings. Literally, you've been shown how to live as a light being, so you got to integrate these type of reaction. Your reactions to things have to change, whereas in the past we would have gone after work and had a drink with our friends, a couple of glasses of wine help you relax, right? Well, no, they don't. I mean, they did, because that's the best we could do, but as we're getting more and more into becoming light beings, these are the new habits that we are being given, basically new ways of existing. So let me kind of read it again really quick. So I allow fear, disgust, despair, doubt, jealousy, anger, and all other yucky emotions and vibrations to simply run out of the body like dirty water out of a rug, a thick old rug. I consciously and intentionally replace the lowest of my beliefs and opinions about life, myself, people, material goods, work, love, friendships, family, the government, economics, parenting, corporations, making money, health, aging, success, etc. I replace them with divine light, or light beings, or liquid light, or diamond light. I replace the yucky with bright, shiny light. I feel them freely and deeply with appreciation, love, and compassion. I love those brothers of mine as they show themselves in my consciousness. I embrace and hug them, and I kiss their weary foreheads. I welcome their existence in the global field, in the people, country, family members, business partnerships, politics, the media, reptilians, etc. I welcome their existence. Meaning I love them. I don't add hatred, rejections, and resistance, because that's what I'm trying to let rinse out, right? So I'm not going to add to it. Okay. As I feel the sensations that are produced in the body, I let the symptoms of these trapped emotions run out like sparkles or diamond dust. They may have to run for days or weeks or months, all day long. We are talking about family history, bloodlines, collective traumas, trapped emotions for eons. Love them. Welcome the fever, for it heals the body. Do not medicate this process with more fear or concern or impatience, doubt or resistance, cigarettes or wine or other coping ways. Instead, just let it all run out over as much time as it needs to. You will stop smoking and stop having your chronic illnesses, aches and pains, and mental stress eventually. A dehydrated body is a dehydrated body through coffee or sodas or just not drinking enough water is much harder, much denser, and therefore much more difficult to rinse out. Hydrate. That's it. It was very beautiful. It is very beautiful. And I think it's spectacular, honestly, as instructions go. And very deep level of healing, a very wonderful new habit to start developing for light beings. Yeah, that's it. Have fun with it.